Now, here's just kind of the profile of a, call debit spread. So in this example, let's say you're long a call. Now we can do this with calls or puts, upside or downside direction. But here you're long a call, say at that 10-10 strike here, and then you're short a call above it at the 10-20 strike. All right, so you can see the spread then is 10-10 at 10-20. That's $10 wide, right? So remember, one option contract's equivalent to 100 shares. So the spread $10 wide times 100. Okay, so the spread width is $1,000, and the risk on this trade, this debit spread, is $300 right here. So the potential then is the difference. You're risking 300 is your capital at risk, but the potential here is if you go out at your short call, you're capped here or above, your profit's $700. So your return would be a 233% return, right? You're making 700 on that risk of 300. Or you can look at this, we call this a positive risk ratio. You're risking $1 to make $2.33, to potentially make $2.33. So that's what that risk diagram profile looks like. Now, the opposite of this is the credit spread, which is actually a negative risk ratio type of profile. And so you can see, again, in this example here, you're short that 10-20 call, then you're long that 10-30 call. So again, $10 wide spread. So that's $1,000 wide on the spread width. Now, with this one, you bring in a credit here of $200. All right, so that's your profit. Yeah, that's your revenue, your income, whatever you want to call it. Now, if it trades and stays below at expiration at 10-20, you keep the risk, or not the risk, but the premium of 200. But look at your difference. The difference here is $800. That is your risk. That would be your margin that you would put up on this trade. And you're looking at that, you're thinking, okay, why would I risk 800 to make 200? So I'm risking 4 to make 1. That's that, what we were talking about earlier, a probability trade, right? So, let's say that short delta here, for example, that 10-20 had a short delta, a call delta of 20, right? So theoretically then, 100 delta, 20, in theory, you have an 80% probability going in on this trade that price will be below 10-20 at expiration. So that's why you have this reverse risk ratio, okay, going into the trade.